Mitch stands tall among the crowd, fighting hard and speaking loud. Dreams for them as they decay, wants to lead but they just stray. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. He's the guardian with the shield on this broken battlefield. With each turn they let him down, but he won't turn back around. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. Why can't they just open eyes, see the world through Mitch's eyes? But they wander lost and blind, leaving Mitch to stand behind. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. He's the guardian with the shield on this broken battlefield. With each turn they let him down, but he won't turn back around. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing.
Fell from the clouds, felt the crash. High horse bucked me off the path. Smitten, lost, can't find my way. Below rock bottom, here I'll stand. I was riding, up on that horse. Thought I had it all, no doubts, no remorse. Fell hard, right down below, lower than rock bottom, where dreams don't go. Where do I go from here? Can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up, trying to find my luck. Lost in the shadows, can't find the light. Wandering aimless through endless night. Should've been straight, but I took the curve. Now I'm stuck in this mess with nerve. Broken wings, shattered dreams, echoes of laughter, now just screams. Trying to climb back up the wall, but every step, it's a harder fall. Once high up in the sky so blue, now the ground's the only view. Regret's a heavy chain around my feet, dragging me down into this defeat. I look for answers in the dark, hoping to kindle a single spark, just a spark. But all I find is the cold and the pain, circling around like a never-ending chain. waiting for a sign. Fractured heart, cracked by time. Should have been straight, paid my dues. Now I'm haunted by the blues.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing well. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are, above all else, engineered to win. How is your week going? Today is Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. We're like, what, 10 days left in February already? It's like the month just started. It's like the year just started. But here we are. We are getting it in every single day. No days off. All right. Question. Have you guys listened to the Abandoned album? We had on Saturday, we had a listening party where I broke down the prompting and all that good stuff that we did on the Abandoned album. We had a great time on Saturday. So I might have to do that for the Victory album. I didn't think about, I wasn't planning on doing it, but it was so much fun. We might have to do it again. We might have to do it again. How do they say when you, in the pickup basketball games, when you get a blowout, they say run it back? We should run it back. All right. But we shall see. We have a lot of good questions tonight. I see that we have all my friends in the chat. So a big hello to all of my friends in the chat. I will be addressing you guys shortly, but I do want to get into our agenda for tonight. So basically, this is the Tech Q&A show. You can call in. You know what? I'm gonna turn on the call in link right now in case anybody wants to call in. After we get through the agenda, then we can start going through the questions, taking calls, whatever the case may be. But I always forget to turn it on, so I'm gonna turn it on right now. All right, so it is on. The link is pinned to the top of the chat, as well as in the description, and I'll probably drop it in the chat throughout the show as well. All right. So and moderators, feel free to drop the link to the call-in as well throughout the show. If you see I'm forgetting, feel free to drop the link. That'll be very, very appreciated. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our agenda for tonight. So first and foremost, I just want to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel. We are growing at ludicrous speed. Yes, I said at ludicrous speed. We're growing very, very fast, and I really, really appreciate the support and the fact that you allow little old me, Tech Coach Ralph, to add value into your lives.
I appreciate you.
And I gotta say a big shout out and salute to all of the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon members, whether you're a free member, whether you're a tech explorer, a technical explorer, whether you're a tech prodigy or a tech barbarian. All of you guys are very, very much appreciated. And if you are a Patreon member and you have not joined the Tech Coach Ralph, the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord yet, you are missing out. I am planning to start doing office hours on the weekends, maybe every other weekend. I don't know yet. I have to plan that out. But maybe an office hour on probably a Saturday afternoon where I'll be on there for an hour to answer whatever questions my Patreon members might have. So that is going to be happening in the Patreon and in the Discord. And there's a lot of other things that I'm working on with some of my tech barbarians so that they can better some of their skills, and at the same time you get to benefit from it as well, right? So that is techcoachroute.dev. You can sign up over there and we can have a great grand old time in the Patreon as well as in the new the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord. All right, so let's continue on. All right, so I have to upload another sprint review this coming next week. I uploaded one last Friday. I need to upload one this week because I'm kind of backed up on the sprint reviews and the Scrum nights. I'm going to upload that. We are going through our large language model course. Yesterday morning, we signed up for Anthropic, Claude through Anthropic. We got the AI key. I bought like $25 of AI credit or of tokens. and we started using it, and we're working on integrating that. We're gonna get some Gemini credits as well, and whatever other large language model providers out there, except for DeepSeek. As much as I want to get DeepSeek, so much pushback right now. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it right now. Right. And then Thursday, ethical hacking course. The links for all those courses are in the description that we're going through. I believe we're going to be starting on scanning on Thursday. So, and which reminds me, tomorrow for our candid conversation, or not candid conversation, for our software explorations concept and overviews, we're going to get a preview of what scanning is. So once we get there on Thursday night, we already know what we are actually talking about. All right. So, and I just see that the night shout out to Nightbot just posted the link for the ethical hacking course. That's what we're going through. DevOps course on Sundays. That link should also be in the description. Sundays we're doing DevOps. All right. So next live show tomorrow morning, and then after that we have Thursday, and then also tomorrow at noon we have our premiere. We're premiering our software explorations concepts and overviews on scanning the next phase of ethical hacking and penetration testing. All right. Those are our upcoming shows. Last few announcements. Do me a big favor. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for this. If you have not taken the traumatic brain injury questionnaire, please do that. So my cousin last year, she was riding her electric bike and she got into a big accident and she suffered a traumatic brain injury. She is recovering from that, but it takes time, and she's been going through therapy, but she also noticed that a lot of people don't know how to deal with it, whether it is the person who's suffering from the traumatic brain injury or it is a relative, a friend, a family member who has someone who's suffering from a traumatic brain injury. So she is collecting data because she is a mathematician and a system engineer. She's collecting data so that she can start producing content to help people who might be suffering from a traumatic brain injury or a relative or friend who is suffering from it. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now. So do me a favor, please take the questionnaire. All right, let me drop that right there. Boom. All right. What else? All right. And by the way, lastly, the Abandoned album is available on all major streaming platforms. So please go ahead and check that out. I can't stop listening to it. So if you would so kindly go give it a listen, let me know your thoughts, and we go from there. Right. So I'm gonna drop the link for that, and that should also be rotating in the chat. But I'm gonna drop the link, Abandoned album, and boom, there we go. Boom. All right. Cool. So that is all of the announcements to get started. We are going to go through the chat. Oh, this thing's driving me crazy. Let me see. Can I? All right, let me see. I don't know why it's showing over there, but we are going to go into the chat and see what we got going on before we get to our questions. And if you have any questions, the call-in link is open. So feel free to give it a click and we can have a conversation. You do not have to be on camera if you want to have a conversation, but if you want to, then you can be. All right. All right. So let's get started. We have Roxy in the building. Where is that? Where is that? There we go. Right here. We got Roxy in the building. What's good, Roxy? How are you doing tonight? We got my guy Magnetar in the building. What's up, Magnetar? How are you doing tonight as well? We got my guy Mitch in the building. He's like, wait, is this my song? And Mitch was like, it just gets to a point when I hear my song, I just have to start tapping my feet because I am for the people. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. We got Jacqueline in the building. We got Jackie, because I read what I see. I'm like Anchorman, but Jackie Jackie gave me permission to call her Jackie, right? I don't like to change people's name without their permission, but she gave me permission. So thank you, Jackie. So happy to see you as always. Shout out to you, Jackie. Let's see. We got Miss Freckles in the building. What's up, Miss Freckles? How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully, I mean, all right, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Miss Freckles, right? Because although you are exhausted from shoveling all that snow, right? But at the same time, the good Lord gave you a nice workout as well. So he is helping you stay fit. And it might be cold, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna warm you up by having you shovel some snow, and and get a workout in. So it works. It works out in the end. It works out in the end. Roxy says the Saturday night show of the album release was epic. Wow, not even good. It was epic. Shout out to you, Roxy. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. What else we got? We got Mike Sauce in the building. What's up, Mike Sauce? How are you doing tonight? Let's see. And Mike says link Discord. Mike Sauce, in order to get into the Discord, your Tech Coach Ralph Patreon your Patreon account has to be linked to the Discord, and if you are in the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon, you will get automatically teleported into the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord. So that's how that works. All right. Oh my goodness, look who we got. Let me stop the show. We got my guy J-Lo on the track. Video Productions in the building. Just hit the like button. Thank you so much, J-Lo on the track. And shout out to J-Lo. J-Lo's channel is growing. Do me a favor, everybody. Go subscribe to J-Lo. Watch his videos, especially if you are into sports, especially if you're into high school sports. He does some amazing video production. So do him a favor, subscribe to his channel and check out his work. It is absolutely amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. All right. So let's see. What else we got? And Roxy says, I purchased your abandoned bucket hat and Scully beanie, and I love it. Oh my goodness. Aww. Thank you so much, Roxy. That means the world to me. You know what, Roxy? I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Mr. Chris says, I got icicles on my face. It feels like a teen. Whoa. That's cold. That is cold. It says, are we getting tech sneakers too? Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative. We're not doing sneakers. We are not doing sneakers. Ms. Virgo says, I want a hoodie too. What? That is awesome. Mike Sauce says, all right. Oh, I hope to see you in there, Mike Sauce. I hope to see you in there. Let's see. Roxy says, that's my next purchase. The blue, not the black, not the gray, not the green, but the blue hoodie. Did you say, whoa. Negative 18 degrees? Negative? Like, when after you get down to zero, then you go lower than zero is negative. I don't believe negative numbers should exist, right? Because a negative technically doesn't exist. So I take that back. I guess you can have a negative bank account, right? So that does make sense. I take it back. All right. Let's get to the show. I'm going to drop the link to call in the chat in case anybody wants to call in. You do not have to be on camera, but I will drop the link in case anybody wants to call in. But I'm going to get to our very, very first question of the night. The show format is going to be, we are going to do it like this, right? 5 minutes per answer, we're going to try to do 5 minutes. As Mitch likes to say, I like to yap. And after my kind of conversation yesterday talking about how your dreams might have actually been your worst nightmares, I noticed that I did like to yap a lot, because at 25 minutes into the show, I'm like, yeah, we're wrapping it up. And then at 46 minutes, I'm like, okay, we actually finished. We actually wrapped it up. We actually wrapped it up.
Bruh. Congratulations. You played yourself.
I tried. I honestly tried. All right. Okay. So it's going to be 5 minutes per answer, right? 5 minutes per answer. We're going to do 2 questions at a time. So we're going to take the first question, second question, check the chat, and then we will go back to the questions. But if anybody calls in or if there's any questions sent in form of a super chat, then that also gets priority. And also questions from the chat also gets priority over the questions that I have that I've received. So it is so that's how it goes, right? It's so 2 questions, and if you ask a question in the chat, then you get priority. If you ask a question in the super chat, you get super duper priority, and then I'll go through my questions. All right. So, and the goal is to get through 8 questions tonight. All right, because if I do not get through 8 questions, then my video editor is like, okay, what's going on here? You're yapping too much with the chat. You got to get your questions answered because I have a job to do. All right. So I gotta keep my video editor employed. So they said 8 questions or nothing. All right. So I'm like, all right, you got it, Mrs. Video Editor. All right. So with that being said, we are going to get started with our show tonight. Let me check one last time for the chat, and then we will get to it. Let's see. Mitch says, I only speak facts. Yap. When he's right, he's right. And Mr. Echo says, you can do it, Tech Coach Ralph. We're going to do it. All right. We're going to do it. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the show already. Enough yapping. Let's get to it. Let's switch screens, and we're going to go to do this.
Another one.
All right, where are my questions? There we go. So it says that what's your best? Wait, where's my question? Hold on. There we go. What's your best advice for a new QA professional? So what's your best advice for a QA just starting out? So I'm pretty new to QA and currently working on testing financial software. It's been a wild ride so far. There's a lot of pressure to get things right when money's involved. And I'm always wondering, did I miss something important? That's fair wonder. I want to improve, so I'm hoping to learn from people who've been around the block. What's one piece of advice you wish someone had told you when you were starting? Any tips for better testing strategies, handling tricky bugs, or just staying sane through the chaos? Funny war stories are welcome too. All right. This is what I'm going to share about for a new person in QA, right? A new person in QA. We're going to go like this. So first and foremost, I would say my first advice is do not trust anybody. All right. Do not trust anybody. What do I mean by that? Do I mean like someone's gonna stab you in the back? Absolutely not. I mean, people can, depending on where you work. But what I mean as do not trust anybody is because you will get told things like, oh, you don't have to test that. You don't need to look at that. And then you're going to believe them. And then now that's going to be the part that doesn't work because whoever built it is going to have the expectation that, oh, my code always works, right? You need to take the approach of whatever somebody built never works. So they believe that everything they do is perfect and you believe nothing is perfect. So that way you can always meet in the middle. You will find defects and bugs by having that mentality of nothing works, right? And you're going to see things that work by just going through the normal processes, but by believing that nothing works, you will be able to find those sneaky little scenarios that most people wouldn't have thought of, except for the first customer to use the application incorrectly. That's what always happens. You test it the way that it's supposed to work, and the customers use it the way that it's not supposed to work, and now we have egg on our face.
Bruh.
So that's one thing, right? The other thing that I would say that is a great piece of advice is I would say to learn if you're gonna like, because most people who do QA, right, they start off like testing web applications, APIs, and stuff like that. But the big portion of it's gonna be web applications. Learn web development. Learn web development. Not that you have to become a web developer, know all the ins and outs, but you need to know how to debug, how to use the Chrome developer tools, and not just like, oh, right click and inspect, but you need to know, like, okay, when you click on the console tab and you're reading through, okay, what does this error mean? Understanding JavaScript errors, understanding CSS, because you're gonna need to have really good XML or XPath and CSS skills to write your automation. I would also say for somebody who's starting off, you need to start learning automation right away, because getting a manual testing job is close to impossible nowadays. All right. What else would I say? I would say that you want to.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
Oh my goodness, not my guy JLo on the track. All right, I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read that as soon as I'm done answering this question. But shout out to my guy JLo on the track.
I appreciate you.
All right, so you guys be throwing me off and stuff like that. But I would say that you want to learn how to build a good relationship and a good rapport with your software engineers, your developers, right? So like your web developers, your backend developers, the DevOps people, because guess what? And this is something that I did with every single developer that I work with, right? I got to know them so that I could get them to help me when I was stuck, or if there's a last minute thing, I'd get them to prioritize my thing over the other person's thing. I'm like, hey, can you do this? Can you take a look at this? I did, and this is where the web development course comes into play, right? Because I was strongly versed in like debugging and researching. I said, there's this error that's happening, but when I look in the console, I see that we're having this React error because it can't find this, right? And I said, oh, that's an easy fix. Let me fix it right now. Instead of just saying, oh, there's this bug over here, there's this issue over here, and now you go figure it out, right? Because my ultimate goal at the end of the day was to build working software, and everyone makes mistakes. And it's not even a mistake. Honestly, a bug is not even a mistake. It's something that you couldn't foresee, but that's why we have the developers doing their unit tests, doing their own dev testing. We have the QA people writing their test plans and their test cases, discussing it with the developers, doing exploratory testing, writing automation tests, writing regression tests, smoke testing, all of that good stuff, right? So that's why it's important that when something is found, then you work with it. You have a good relationship with your developer so that they can help you and they can take care of things, right? And also, like, don't take things personal. And what I mean by don't take things personal, I've seen so many different people in QA talking about, oh, I'm not appreciated. I'm like, all right, you know what? Guess what? Your appreciation is your paycheck. That's at the end of the day, my appreciation, as long as my paycheck keeps coming in, that's my appreciation. Of course, like when you're the problem finder, then the people who are getting like the problems reported to them, they're gonna be like, oh, but that's why I say you gotta build a good relationship, and it's the way that you approach them is what's gonna make the world of difference. Because like, I don't just send an empty blind defect saying, "Oh, this is a problem," right? I'm like, "Oh, I was doing this and I found this, and this is the investigation that I did," and they appreciate that, and now they work with you instead of like being adversarial. Then you become just like me and Mitch.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
You become best friends with your software developers, and they are willing to do anything for you because they know that you are adding value into the work that they do. All right. That is my thoughts. That's what I would say for any new person going into QA. Those are things that you need to focus on. All right. So with that being said, we're going to wrap that question up. All right, let me go and read this read this super chat that my guy JLo on the track sent me. So appreciated all the time.
I appreciate you.
JLo on the track says, what was your initial thought when you first started learning tech, and how did that affect your motivation towards learning more? Okay, well, you know what? This is a perfect question because I said we're going to do 2 questions, and this is a question. So I'm going to answer this question just like that. Let me move this real quick. So let's do it. I'm gonna bring it down and I'm gonna bring it back up for this question, all right? Because that's a great question. That is a great question. Let's go with
Another one.
So my guy JLo on the track says, and by the way, for whoever's watching this clip, please go subscribe to JLo on the Track Video Productions. He makes excellent video highlights of mainly basketball, some track and some football, but mainly basketball. Excellent video production. All right. So highlights and stuff like that. So you definitely want to go check that out. If you are an athlete or a parent of an athlete who would like to get some customized highlights made, go check out my guy JLo on the Track Video Productions. Hit him up on YouTube and he will get in contact with you. All right. So with that being said, JLo on the Track asks, JLo on the track asks, like, what was your initial thought when you first started learning tech, and how did that affect your motivation towards learning more? All right, perfect question. Let me start my timer for this question. All right, so it's hard to answer this, right? Because ever since I was maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, I've been around tech and I've been around computers. And I would open up computers, change. Like, I think the first thing I did on a computer was change a video card, like outside of just using it. I wanted to play NBA Live, like 98 or something like that. And it had to be like maybe 97 or 96. But I wanted to play a game on the computer, and the video card that I had, the graphics card that I had, couldn't support it. So my mom took me to Office Depot, and I said, I need this video card right here. I had to research the specs of the video card. I said, I need this video card right here. And I bought it. I came back home and I slapped it in the computer, and NBA Live was able to work on my computer, right? My dad had a export business, right, where he would buy office products and computers and computer supplies and stuff like that and export it to Haiti. So I was always around it, and then I started working with him when I was like a teenager, like going and like sometimes he would take us down to the suppliers and distributors, me and my sister. So we were always around it. So I was always around this tech stuff, right? So I was always good in computers. When I went to high school, I started off at a magnet school, where it was doing like some type of computer graphics, but it was sorry to anybody who went to that school, but it was such a bad school. We didn't really do much in computers, right? It was just like very, very basic stuff. So then when I went to college, I went to school for computer science, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing in computer science, because no one had ever told me about it. No one had ever explained to me what exactly computer science was. So I was like, then that was very, very discouraging. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go do accounting, and I was going to go with that. But then I went to a different school and I got into network engineering, and I had a better understanding of that, right? All that to say, my initial, like, it's hard to have an initial thought because I always was intrigued by technology and when I would do my science projects, it would be, oh, how can I build this radio from like the hobby shop and different things like that. So I was always like into the technology thing at a young age, but then this is like the main thing that happened to me, right? When I was in school learning networking, one of the instructors there, a great instructor, shout out to Lazaro Diaz, wherever he may be, but he gave me a pirated copy of Macromedia Suite, right? So I had Dreamweaver, Fireworks, I think it was called, and some other tools, right? And that is what actually got me into learning about web development and stuff like that. I used that software for a few years, creating some websites. My first website was a built-in front page, and it was absolute trash. But everybody told me that it was absolutely amazing, except for one person who told me that it was total trash, and it was not Mitch. It was my dad who told me it was total trash.
Bruh.
And he was right, but you guys know when somebody tells me that something is terrible, you know how that motivates me, and then I have to go all out and I have to go and figure it out. And now then I got into the path of creating websites and stuff like that, and then I got into QA. So it was a natural progression for me to and I didn't have my eyesight set on only one set thing. I was open to wherever what I was learning would take me. So I was in tech support for a while, and I learned so much about like networking type stuff, web hosting, mails, what do you call it? MX records for like your mailing, for your email stuff. So learned so many things, and I didn't know exactly where that was going, but I started with in tech support making like $12 an hour. And then from how I worked there, one of the directors said, "Hey, we're moving the web development team in here. I want you to pioneer it and be like the guinea pig." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then that just kept leading one after the other all the way to where I'm at now. So I would say that I didn't have any. I was open to anything. I didn't have like any set like, oh, this is it and nothing else, because a lot of people, they have that mentality and then they miss out on so many different opportunities. So it was for me, I was always learning and figuring things out. So I just dedicated.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
My goodness. You guys are so bad. I'm gonna check that out in just a second, Magnetar. Let me wrap this question up from J-Lo on the track, right? But for me, I was just open. I was open-minded to knowing that I can learn anything, I can do anything, and I just followed that. So I would say whatever you're going into tech, be open to know that that's not the end of the road. Like there's so many different opportunities, and start learning. And then as you grow, you're going to see, oh, I like this and I like that. Like me, I like so many things. I like DevOps. I like ethical hacking. I like large language models. And what I end up doing is like, okay, how can I put all that together? Which I have been, So I would say that the motivation towards learning more comes in. It's within you. It has to be inside of you that wants to learn more. It's not going to be the tech that makes you want to learn more. It just has to be your inner drive. That's like, oh, I have a goal. I have a vision that I'm trying to reach, and the avenue is or can be through tech. And so it's all about setting like the goals of what is it that you want to accomplish, but not having the goal so stringent, like, oh, it has to be this or nothing else, So it's kind of like it's a hard question for me to answer, because just my journey was different. It wasn't like I was doing something else and like, oh, okay, now I want to do tech. I want to transition to tech. I want to break into tech. No, I was always tech minded, not knowing what computer science is. Put a small wrinkle in that, but then I got right back to it. So hopefully that helps and that does your question justice. But that's the answer. That's the answer that I got to that question. Right. So thank you so much for the super chat, J-Lo on the track, and for the question. And like I said earlier, please do me a big favor. Subscribe to my guy J-Lo on the tracks channel. And if you are in need of video editing services, especially for sports, especially for basketball, go ahead and contact him and he will get you right. All right. With that being said, I'm going to wrap that question up. All right. Let me check out my guy Magnetar's question or his super chat as well. I don't know if he has a question, but we'll see. Right. So Magnetar says, let's test that notion. Working in the public sector is trash. Now all in and try. Shout out to my guy Magnetar. shout out to my guy, Magnetar. Working in the public sector is trash. But, Magnetar, you might be my fellow public sector brethren. If you're not careful, Magnetar, you might be sitting next to me. You might be sitting next to me, all right? Just saying. You might be in the private sector with me, Magnetar. You might be in the private sector with me, all right? So let's get back to our. So that was two questions. Let's get. I always get the public sector and the private sector confused because of Magnetar. I see the public as publicly traded companies, but they're actually the publicly traded companies are actually private companies. Are actually the private sector, while the government is the public. It's a mess. It is a mess. I gotta get my life right. All right, let me go because we have two questions. Let's go through the chat and see what's going on. Jacqueline says, "Great. How are you, Coach? I am doing phenomenal. Thank you for asking, Jackie." Let's see. What else we got? Scrolling. Let's see. Got the negative 18 degrees. Let's see. Mitch said he doesn't do manual labor. That's funny. Let's see. You know what? Miss Freckles, I have a flamethrower actually. I use a flamethrower to sear my steak. It's true. I have it on my food Instagram. I use a flamethrower to sear my steak every now and then. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? It says, I didn't think it would interrupt the. No. Hey, look. JLo on the track. Your super chat gets priority over all things. Keep it coming. Don't keep it coming, but it is totally. Never unappreciated, right? Always appreciated. Let's see. We got C Marshall in the building. What's up, C Marshall? How are you doing today?
We the best.
Let's see. C Marshall says, as a QA pro, learning from a developer is the best on the job training. That is true. I agree with that. But at the same time, I think you need to have because there's some things that developers they can't teach you, right? And you need to have a different eye from the developer. So you will learn a lot about the technical aspect and how different technologies work and should work. But there's a whole other mentality, like a developer's mentality. A lot of times is different than what a QA's mentality should be. So you need to be able to develop that mentality as well because I've seen a lot of times it says, oh, well, the developer said this. I'm like, okay, that just because the developer said it doesn't mean that's how it works, So you have to, you might trust but verify, So that there's that as well. All right. Let's see what else. C Marshall says the best way to break the ice is asking questions relevant to the feature they're working on or software concept in general. That is 100% fact. And that's why I always say, because a lot of times, the people in QA, they do not participate in the meetings, the ceremonies. They just sit lurking and wait for something to say it's ready to be tested, and then they don't have any details. So then they're like, oh, you're not really part of the team. I say you have to be present in the initial stages of the planning and what are we going to be working on, so you can ask questions, you can do your risk assessments and all that type of stuff. You have to be part of it. It shouldn't just be the product owners and the software developers who are talking. It should be the whole team. The QA is part of the team. If you're not part of the team, then you're not. If you're not part of the team, then you're not adding value. You have to be part of the team. All right. Let's see. It says, ever since you started working at the park, right? I've been messing with tech stuff way before then. People would always ask me to do stuff back then, but yeah. Let's see. It says, let me consult with Father Time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It says, your dad was the first, I was the second. That is true. All right. Roxy has dropped the call link in case anybody has a question. Please click on the link and give it a call. Let's see. Let That's funny. Let's see. Says no, ain't going back to the cesspool privates. I'm just messing with you, McIntyre. I am just messing with you, McIntyre. We got Maddox in the building over on the Twitch side of the game. What's up, Maddox? Thank you. So I'm telling you, Maddox be watching on all three platforms, on Twitch, on X, and on YouTube. So shout out to Maddox. Let's see. It says I'll accept an overnight delivery anytime. I hear you. I hear you. Says let's see. Says I'm in the front row. No passing note. Yeah, thank you, Miss Reynolds. Let them know there are no passing notes in class. All right. You guys are so silly. All right. Let's get to our next two questions for tonight. We are gonna go over to this, and like I said, if anybody wants to call in and have a question, feel free to click on the link. But we have our questions as well. So let's go over here. And we're going to start off with another question.
Another one.
How much involvement in sprint planning? So how involved is your team in sprint planning? So it says, so this is a quick reality check on how sprint planning actually happens in different teams. We all know how it should work, but let's be real. Every team does it a little or a lot differently. Says, are you all in together, or is it more of a product owner, scrum master show? So I will answer the way that, and I've done it in different. I've worked in different scrum teams, right? So I'm going to start the timer, and I will answer the question for you. So currently, the way that the team that I work on works is it is very, very. Like our sprint planning is very, very engineering focused, right? We engineers pretty much run our planning. Our product manager is pretty much gives us like the desires of the company. Like what is our goal that we need to achieve? And then he's like, all right, now that you guys know what we need, you guys go and figure it out. So we pretty much the developers, the engineers, they plan out what's going to be built and how long it's going to take and all the stories that are involved in building it. Me as a QA person, I come up with all of the testing solutions, the automation, the different like coverage that we need to have, API. I take care of a lot of the deployments and stuff like that. All of the deployments that are necessary. What else do we do? So in our planning, we have an agenda of what we need to do for every single sprint, and we just go through that agenda. We talk about what our metrics were, like what our velocity was. We talk about how many the availability of the team for the upcoming sprint, how many people are out, how many points we can commit to. And then we start going through our planning session, say, okay, what is going to be a good goal for our sprint based on our quarterly commitments, right? So what is it that we say that we're going to get done this quarter, and now we're going to base our sprint goals based on that. So then once we do that, we start going through the stories that are going to actually achieve that sprint goal, and we start to talk about that. So actually in this case. It's the reverse. It is not more of a product owner Scrum Master show. It is more of an engineering show, and then our product manager and our Scrum Master kinds of signs, like they kind of like sign off on it, right? They're like, okay, cool, that works for us. But it's basically we're running the show. The way that our team works is heavily engineer ran, right? The product owner gives us the blueprint, and we go and we solve whatever problem that there is. Okay. Now, on other teams that I've worked on, it was very, very heavily product owner based. Not as much Scrum Master based, because the Scrum Master is pretty much facilitating and stuff like that. But the product owner was pretty much directing the show. Like, all right, this is what we need. This is what like we have to build for our stakeholders and stuff like that. I think that that format was not very effective for our team. I don't know how it works for other people when the product owner is pretty much dictating how everything should go, because what happens is you don't get buy-in, and something that is very, very, very important for a software development team is to get buy-in from the software developers and the QA people. Because if you don't get buy-in, then they're going to do their job, and they're gonna do a good job, but they're not gonna really care about it. Like, because I've had conversations with people like, well, this thing isn't working. Like, well, just create another ticket for it, and we'll fix it sometime in the future. I'm like, no, but it's like this story is still open. Why would we, like, this is a defect? Like, why would we ship it? And like, because they don't really care, right? So for me, I think it's important that you need to. And this is not just with software development. You need to sell the vision on why the thing that you're building is actually important, and then you need to have the people who are building it to also be a stakeholder in what it is that they're building. They need to actually care about it. And I think when it's like, oh, just one person saying you do this, you do this, you do this, then it's going to be just. They're just going to do it because it's their job and not because they actually care about doing a good job. Does that mean they won't do a good job? It doesn't mean that they won't do a good job, but it just means that you're going to have, you might have a bit of a lackluster effort, because if they're not sold on what you're asking them to build, they're just like, okay, cool, I'll build it, but my unit test might not be that great. The code could probably be better. What I see on the team that I work on now, the developers, the software engineers, they own it. Like, we'll say, all right, so our product owner will say, okay, we need to build this thing over here. I don't know all the technical details. We're going to say, okay, this lead engineer, this senior engineer, I would like you to take the lead on it to figure out how it works and how to do it. And you're going to be the one who takes charge. You're going to take lead on this project, and then the team is going to follow your lead, and we always work together. Like in every single meeting, we vote, and if there's some type of disagreement on what we should do, we talk about it, and until like we come to a consensus, because we want all voices on the team to actually be heard, because that makes everybody want to participate and want to work on it. So that would be my take on the planning and pretty much all the phases of the agile process. I have to say, like, the team that I've been working on for the past 2 years, there is so much cohesion, and being that we're like part of the foundation of, like, if what we do doesn't work well, then the company is going to have a lot of problems. So it is essential for us to actually to click well, right? So that's my thought on that. It has, like, if it's not a team effort, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. All right. So let's wrap that question up. All right, we're going to go to one more before we actually go back to the chat, and feel free. Let me drop the link as well. Let's go over here. I'm going to drop that as well in case anybody wants to call in. But let's go to another question, which is right here.
Another one.
How to prevent fumbling the bag. All right, so check out this scenario. I was offered a new job. Shout out to the new job offer. That begins the same week I receive my bonus payout at my current company. Is there a good way to maneuver this? A couple of weeks ago, I received the job offer, and last week my background check was completed. Base pay will go from $75K to $99K. What?
Money.
Congratulations to you. That is awesome. But wait, there's more. There's more. And it comes with a senior title and full not partial, not hybrid, not on site, a full work from home job. I like my current role and I loved my team. But it was a bit stressful and I didn't see much of a path for growth. I will say this as well, right? With all the things that you said, right? So going from base pay 75K to 99K, which is 24K increase, right? As Will Smith said, as the Freshman Bel Air said, when he had to pick between Jazz and what was the name of the Ty? I think his name was, and he chose Carlton because he wanted to win the sports car. He said, "Ah, well, the wind in my eyes will dry my tears." Right? That's $24,000. That is $24,000 with full. So, and you gotta take it like this, right? $24,000 plus full work from home. You gotta add an extra, like the work from home is probably worth another $10,000 to $15,000, right? The gas that you save, the maintenance on your car that you save, the driving in traffic and getting tired and probably possibly dying from falling asleep while driving, or somebody else who fell asleep while driving ramming into you. It's work from home is worth a good $15,000 to $20,000, right? So keep that in mind. So you might actually plus benefits. So 99K plus benefits plus full work from home. You cannot beat that with a baseball bat. So it says, but this company reputation and the salary increase is too good to pass up. That's a fact.
They ain't believing us.
I think they're going to be pretty shocked when I give them notice. I own the company's BI platform. Mitch, is this you? Is this you, Mitch? Own the company's BI platform, and I'm one of the only people who knows how all of our company's data streams work. I'd be happy to offer them 5 to 10 hours a week to consult. There you go. Honestly, for some extra pocket change. Anyways, my tentative date is 3/10. However, there's one problem. This is the first year my company has 100% bonus pool, meaning I'll receive my full bonus. It will be dispersed on the week of 3/10. Honestly, I just didn't think about it because we never receive a full bonus. But it's like $3,000 to $4,000 I'd like to have and I have earned. I imagine my company won't be keen on giving a departing employee this money. What? Hold up. Wait a minute. You don't want to give me my money. You don't want to give me my money. You know what? When they don't want to give me my money, you know what happens? We're gonna have problems here. We're gonna have problems.
Where is my money? Tell me where. You wanna chit chat, but I don't care. Can't be playing with my cash, no way. This disrespect can't be the play. Why you playing games with my cash? Owe me big, but you're acting rash. Said you pay me back today. Hey, now you're silent like it's all okay.
I'm just saying. Am I right or am I right? Right? Don't be playing with my cat. Don't be playing with my cheese. All right. Don't make me play that song. Don't make me play that song. I will. You know, because that song is reserved for Saturday mornings. But if you're trying to play with my money, playing with my emotions, Smokey. All right. So it says, I don't think my current boss would screw me over, but he's not in charge of it at the end of the day, and I don't know if the new company is going to help me at all. It's a senior analyst role at a big company. I'm not some director getting a signing bonus, nor would I expect them to. Is there any way to maneuver this so I can get my bonus? Is there some sort of standard procedure? I'm braced for the worst to just not receive it, but if I can navigate it, I'd very much like it. Any advice on what to do? My time off structure is DTO. Somebody in the chat, what is DTO? I'm not sure. It says, so any time off has to go through my boss. Would also really like a week between starting and ending jobs, but that might be too much to ask for. All right. Whew, so that is a crazy situation. That is a crazy situation. I've heard about it because they're like, you're out of here. So let's get this question this answer started. So I would say this, right? I would say this. Your best bet, because like you said, the company, they're not going to be too keen. Like, I don't want to give them the money, right? I don't want to give them the money. You need to see what is the new company willing to do with your start date. Because you can also negotiate your start date. If it's a major company, right? It's not like, oh, if he doesn't start on if he or she doesn't start on 3/10, then the company's going to go under. So what I'm saying is you could, and here's the thing, right? So I would try to negotiate the start date so I can get that $3,000 to $4,000 from my current company. And then so that, like, let's say you put your start date on the 24th, right? As soon as you receive your bonus on 3/10, because it's probably going to be a direct deposit, then maybe you put in your 1 week notice. Maybe you put in your 1 week notice. I know Magnetar and Miss Freckles and Roxy, there's the compassionate people. They're going to say, no, you can't burn that bridge. You have to put a 2 week notice, because what if you need to go back? Look. That's $3,000 to $4,000. And Roxy, Miss Freckles, aren't you guys always talking about you need your rest, you need your relaxation and stuff like that? Right? So why, like, I would say put in a week notice, right? Say, here's my week's notice. I'm going to, and in that week, I'm going to, transfer all the information. I already started transferring the information. I already started documenting all the stuff that I do. But that also shows that companies, they also have to be careful, because look, there is no such thing as loyalty, right? Especially in business. Ask LeBron James, right? Ask LeBron, right? There's no such thing as loyalty in business. If the company falls on hard times, you're gonna get let go. If you have a better opportunity, then you should also be able to take it as well. And if you have to like, maybe if you have to like burn the bridges a little bit, start a little bit of fire, say, all right, I got my cheese, right? And now I'm going to put a week notice because I need to get a week off, so I can start on the 24th. Then what you got to do? You got to do what you got to do. I remember, like, when I left a job, I gave him like a week and a half notice because I wanted to get like 2 to 3 extra days before I started the new place. You can't, at the end of the day, right? Because look, here's how I see it. When a company fires you or lays you off, right? Where's the courtesy in that? They don't say, oh, I'm going to give you a 2-week notice of your firing, right? So a lot of times you get laid off the same day on the spot, right? Now, I'm not saying that you should just quit on the spot because, it's be professional, be courteous, right? But I don't have that type of like, because guess what? If you would be willing to burn a bridge with me, but then you tell me, oh, I shouldn't be willing to burn a bridge with you, I'm like, I don't know about that. So I'm just saying that you have, like, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And for $24,000 more and work from home and probably even better benefits at a big major company, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, although the three to $4,000 is definitely worth it, but I'm not gonna go. If the new company, which they probably wouldn't say no to pushing back the start date, because that just means that they don't have to pay you, right? Like they can take another 2 weeks before they have to start paying you. I would say if there was absolutely no way, you better go chase that extra $25,000 and that full working from home. Try to see if they'll push it out. Ask them if it's possible, and if they say, oh, like, we really need you to start that day, then it is what it is. It is what it is. But the thing is, right? The thing is, I don't think if you are so you got to check on this, right? If you're leaving the company, but the day that the bonuses are distributed, you're still an employee, right? Then you should get it. However, if you let the company know before, so this could also be the play. This could be the play, right? And this is why I say you've been working at this company for how long? You're in charge of the data and the BI platform and everything like this, right? But if I was your boss, right, and you said, and I knew that your last day was going to be on the date that the bonuses are distributed, right, and I want it to be malicious, and you come in, you give me your 2 weeks, and you say, okay, my last day is going to be on the 10th, where I know you'd be getting the bonus on the 10th. If I wanted to be evil and malicious. Then I could say that, oh, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You can leave now. And now your end date becomes that same date, and now you really can't get the bonus. So you got to be careful. All right? If you trust your boss, maybe you can talk to your boss about it, because you said like your boss is like it's cool with you, they wouldn't have a problem. You might want to ask your boss what's the best way to maneuver it, so that at least they know, they're not surprised. But it's a tricky situation. I think your best bet is going through, like, trying to negotiate with the new company your start date, because especially if they're a big company, that means they already have data people working there. So all right, Mitch. So that's what you got to do. All right, Mitch. Try to negotiate with the new company a different start date, so that you can still get the bag. All right. All right. Let's wrap that question up. And let's go back to full screen. And it's still there. All right. Let's go to. Let me set this thing up. Let's go to the chat and see what we have going on over here. Let's see. I missed some stuff. All right, let me see. We are past that. Let me see. It says, did they fumble or did they punt? That's a good question, Mitch. That is a good question. It says, Ms. Freckles says, great question. I am not allowed to fumble ever. It says, acupuncture saved my life. Very interesting. Let's see. It says, who would you pick in reference to jazz or Thai? That's a tough one. I would probably choose. I'd probably go with Ty. I'd probably would with. I don't remember that was his name, but I'd probably go with Ty. If I had to be honest, right? I was not the biggest jazz fan. Let's see. Ms. Freckles said I respond when people say they need me. Let's see. Ms. Freckles said, I'm so blessed to be work from home and heal from the PTSD and crazy drivers. Those drivers are crazy. Let's see. Roxy says Goldfingers. Let's see. What else we got? That's what I want to know. What is DTO? Let me see what that is. What is DTO when it comes to work? DTO stands for discretionary time off. It's a leave policy that allows employees unlimited paid time off each year. Oh, so it's like you have unlimited time off, but it needs to be approved. All right, so that's what DTO. That I never heard it referred to as that, but okay. Let's see. What else? It says, Mitch says, you said this was data, right? It could be data transfer. They said they were in charge of data streams. And Mitch says data transfer. Look at Mitch dropping his data knowledge on us. Oh my goodness. Shout out to you, Mitch. You guys didn't know Mitch is the top data analyst at his company. He's actually the VP. All right. I wasn't supposed to say that. I was not supposed to say that. All right. So let's just erase that. Right. Let's just erase that. Magnus says you can negotiate start date in public sector. They even give you time to move. You know what, Magnus, you can also negotiate start date in the private sector as well. All right. It's just, you just say, hey, can I move the date to this date? You know what? When I was starting at my current company, the recruiter said, okay, when do you want to start? We have a class starting on this date. We have a class starting on this date. And you know what day is today? Today, in 2 days, is going to be 2 years. Actually, no, yesterday makes 2 years at my company. Let's see. Mr. Freckles says, nah, I will be the one to pass the die. Look at Miss Freckles on Team Tech Coach Ralph.
Let's get it. We the best.
Let's see. Mitch says, whoever carries the least wins. It's true. Let's see. Mr. Rico says, I know I'm highly allergic to dummies and TCR wouldn't stand for it. So silly. We got Matthew Rogers in the building. What's up, Matthew? Did you see me going over the Bbot last week on Thursday? It was really cool. Thank you so much for that suggestion. I am so happy. And I think I'll start Thursday's show looking a little bit more into Bbot before we actually transfer into getting into scanning this coming Thursday, all right? But thank you so much for that, Matthew.
I appreciate you.
Let's see what else we got. Mitch says, give me my money. I'm broke. Let's see anything else. Ms. Rico says, I love negotiating terms and making the other person feel like they're setting the terms, but really it is me. Wow.
We the best.
Shout out to Miss Freckles. Let's see. Miss says, whoever feels like they got over on the other in business wins. Fair exchange, no robbery. And that gets one of these.
Message.
That's a message right there. Roxy says, I can't be evil or malicious. Aww. We know, Roxy. We know, Roxy. You cannot. You don't have a malicious or evil bone in your body. But guess what? I do. Magnus says, facts. I'm not living my life that way. I'm just saying. I'm. You know what? You guys know what?
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
Mr. Rico says, that's why it's hard to comprehend when people live that way. I can't do it. Oh, I'm telling you. Like I said, I be wanting to say, hey, do you need any help with that? Do you need any help with that vengeance? I'm just asking. I know I asked you like 5 minutes ago. I'm working on my patience. All right. As Rod Brown would say, God is not done with me yet. All right. God is working on me. Magnus says, all that cutthroat stuff ain't it. They'll have to look themselves in the mirror and possibly God when it's all over. I hear you. Let's see what else we got. Let me see. Says that's what DTO means. What I said in the, yeah, it meant discretionary time off, not DTO in the data world. All right, data transfer. It is not data transfer object. He was referring, cause Mitch. He said our time off policy is DTO, so I'd have to ask my boss. All right, so Mitch.
Bruh.
Mitch says that they think that he's dumb. We don't think that. Says, let's see. What else? Matthew says, I saw it. You crashed it. Oh, thank you so much. Mr. Chris says, how do you build a solid portfolio to showcase your skills in all tech? Okay, I'm gonna save this one because that's a great question. And I'll preface it by saying it depends. It depends on what your area is that you're going into. But we'll definitely answer that question. I have it started. I'm gonna get back to that as soon as we finish going through the chat. Magnus says the private sector is full of evil. Well, Magnetar, it was not the private sector who was sending a bunch of taxpayer money all over the world. Good Lord, what was going on over there?
Do not come.
I'm just saying that they were sending it all over the world, all right? Rocky says, the nourishing word for you, tech coach. You're right. You are right. The other day, my guy, Rod Brown, at the Nourishing Word, he made a video on patience, and I told him, you know what, Rod Brown, I'm working. I'm trying to have patience, waiting on you to go live. All right, that's honest God truth. What I told him. Right. Let's see. It says, how am I mean to you, Mitch? That's a fair question. That is a fair question. Let's see. Anything else? All right. And that's it. That is it. All right. Let's get back to our question. Oh, actually, no, I have Miss Freckles' question. So where is Miss? All right. So Miss Freckles, we're going to use Miss Freckles' question. I'm gonna go here, and we're gonna pull up Miss Freckles' question, and we're gonna start our time. We're gonna start our question. Right. So let's go to
Another one.
how do you build a solid portfolio to showcase your skills in all things tech? All right, let's start our timer. So like I was saying, it depends on what area in tech that you're in. Because let's say you are because graphic design is also in tech. You know, you're using different, graphic software, animation software, and stuff like that. Maybe video production. You could easily put those on a website, and you can showcase your talent that way. But let's say you're into like maybe the more technical aspects of it. Maybe you're a software developer. All right. My biggest thing when it comes to a portfolio is, and this is just me. I could be wrong on this, right? But for me, if what you have built in your portfolio does not add any value, if it does not have any, if you don't have people using it, then I quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't care. Because it doesn't show your mindset. It doesn't show what you know. It just shows that you can follow a tutorial. But for me, I'm looking to see, all right, if I'm going to be working with you, I want to see how you plan on adding value, right? So sorry about that. So my mindset is all right, how are you showing the value that you plan to add? And the best way to show me the value that you add is showing me the value that you add to other people. And if you're like, let's say you're some type of developer, then build something and put it out there in the public sphere so that you can start getting users, you can start getting feedback. One of the content creators that I connected with, Calculus Coder, he made a video, a really good video. It got a lot of views, but he made a video talking about how he tried to go the boot camp route to get a job as a software, like the self-taught route, the boot camp route to get a job as a software engineer, software developer, and it was absolute hell. He said he spent like 8 months trying to apply, and all what they would tell him over and over and over again.
Do not come.
Right? So then he decided to go to school, a proper school, and get his education in computer science and stuff like that. And keep in mind, he had already went to school to be I think it was an electrical engineer. So then he went back to school for computer science or something like, I think it was computer science or something like that. And then he was able to get an internship at a major bank at that, right? So, but in the meantime, in the process of going to school, he actually built an application it was using AI, and it was like to help people with mental health. And I had used his website as an opportunity to show how to do automation and stuff like that in different languages. But he was able to build something that would add value to other people. And I think he ended up having like 300 users sign up for it. It was pretty cool. It was really good. But that's the key. Like, what are you, like, if you're going to be building something that add value, because I would rather spend an hour talking to you in an interview about this one thing that you built that has users, that has feedback, that you've made enhancements and updates based on your user feedback, versus you building some type of, to-do list that nobody uses, that nobody even knows about, you building some, some basic React thing or some API that doesn't mean anything because you follow the tutorial. I don't care one iota about that. I want to see how your mind works, how you're thinking, because if you have figured out a way to add value into the rest of the world, then I know you'll figure out a way to add value into my company, and then I would love to hear. And those are the type of conversations that I like to have in interviews. Like, okay, what have you done that I should care about, right? Especially if you don't have that much experience. I'm like, all right, well, how about you use your experience to add value, and then you never know. Like, the little thing that you do, it might blow up, So that's one aspect of tech. Let's say you are interested in QA or in DevOps or something like that. What I always say is team up with other people. Team up with a developer, because so many developers, they don't have QA. They don't know anything about QA. They don't even write unit tests, right? Especially when you go the bootcamp route. So I'm like, all right, why don't you join forces with a developer and say, hey, can I test your software that you're building? And then you can actually establish the agile process. So now when you go into your interview, in your portfolio, you can say that I helped build and deploy this application that has 100 users. See, the key is to whatever it is that you're learning, you need to find a way to plug in to add value and then be able to express that value. So let's say you have a friend who is learning software development, right? And you are in QA, maybe you're in DevOps. If in DevOps, you're like, okay, let me figure out how to deploy this. Whatever you can do to get part of a team that is deploying software to add value, that's where you want to fit in. That's where you want to get in, right? So that to me, the most solid portfolio, Ms. Freckles, is the portfolio that is actually doing something useful and helpful and valuable. And that way, and because if you build some the typical to-do list that every bootcamp builds and nobody cares about, right? You're not going to care about it. But let's say you build something that it's helping you do better, and then it's also helping other people do better as well. You're going to be proud of it. And then you can, and then as Mitch says, the way that I like to yap, you'll be yapping away about the cool software that you built and how many people are using it and the type of feedback that you get and all of that good stuff, right? So that's why I say that you need to build something that adds value to yourself. You should be your number one customer, because a lot of times the problems that you have, other people have it as well. And then as you start fixing your problem and you start sharing with other people, like, oh yeah, but I also have this problem. And then you're like, oh, let me make the app do this as well, right? That's how I come up with a lot of these things. The new software that we're building in the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon with the Tech Barbarians, which the Patreon members in the Discord are going to be our stakeholders, right? We have our Scrum calls every other night. You can ask some people who joined the call this past weekend, on this past Sunday, how they liked it, all the information that we shared. But we're building a new application. And once the application is ready to be used, we're going to deploy it. We're going to have some DevOps processes going on. We're going to be testing it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that application available through Patreon authentication, so that as you guys are getting ready for interviews and stuff like that, you have a tool. So because everything that I'm building, I'm going to find a way to make all the custom features available to my Tech Coach Ralph Patreon members. All right. So that is the answer. Hopefully, let me know if that answered your question. Hopefully that helped. But if you need more information, Ms. Freckles, you know how to reach me. You know how to reach me, Ms. Freckles. So if you need more insight on that, then I got you. I got you, Ms. Freckles. All right. With that being said, I'm going to wrap that question up. And while we're here, we're just going to go to the next question as well. Let me go and share the screen for the questions. And let's get to the next question. I think we're on question number, let me see what question we're on. We are on question number 4. All right, cool. So let's go and do that.
Another one.
Would you hire me? Well, how about we start off with the first question? Would you mind telling me a little bit about yourself, please? So here goes the question. It says, I hate asking questions like this, but I feel like a good gauge of where I stack up compared to the rest of everyone out there. I know it's a struggle for everyone right now. So without posting my resume, I just wanted to keep it brief. Highlight: I have a computer science degree, a bachelor's degree in computer science, 12 years in QA, 6+ years in automation. Shout out to you. Experience with Selenium, Cypress, and Playwright. Currently, some load testing tools, K6, Artillery, Locust. However, they have not used the one that Don built for load testing called the Ralph, the Ralph tool. What did it stand for? Rapid Automated Load Performance Harness. I think that was the name of it. If Don, if you're watching by any chance, let me know if that was the name of it, right? Maybe I'll share that one of these days, what Don built like over a year ago. It says, also experience with obviously manual testing plus software that goes along with it, Postman, Charles Proxy, etc. Good experience with CI/CD, GitLab, plus some experience with Docker and Kubernetes. Big highlights currently, I think is that I managed 14 automation projects and have a daily test run of 2,000 tests per day. 90% of them written by you, with less than 1% failure rate, a flaky rate across 3 different environments. That is absolutely awesome. I did lunch and learns and trained the team. Current position is automation architect. That's a pretty nice position. I'm currently pretty okay with my job that I have now. But if I were to put my stuff out there, would you put me? Where would you put me at? I guess I'm just feeling worried with how the world is right now and layoffs, etc. I'd love to upskill somewhere to give myself some better chances. All right, so that is actually a very, very good question and very, very good details to be able to answer this question. So let's start our clock, right? So would I hire you? So I would say, based on what you have described, I would have to say yes. I probably would want to hire you. I'd probably fast track your resume to the top of the pile because you have a lot of amazing experience. Now, when I talk to you, that might be a whole other story.
Bruh.
I'm just being honest.
I'm just being honest.
I like because you can have there are a lot of people that have an amazing resume on paper, but then once you actually talk to them, you're like, what in the world is going on here? You know? But based on the resume and what you have described to do, I would definitely want to speak to you and interview you. And just because sometimes based on resumes alone, I'm leaning towards yes, we'll probably want to get this person, but then after we actually talk to them, that's when we like, all right, no or yes and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll check a resume and I'll check a coding project that they did, and I'm like, definitely we need to talk to this person. But then when I speak to them, I'm like, I'm not sure. I might be a definite yes, and then I might move to like a yes, or I might move to a no, or there have been times I've moved to a hell no, right? I have moved to a hell no at times, all right? So I think, and here's the deal. I think that the first thing, right? The first thing I think is that with these hirings, with like the whole layoff and hiring scares, the question is there somebody who can they easily pass your job to somebody else? And if the answer is yes, then you need to upskill so that you have to be better. You have to be better. You have to be better. This is all right. This is what I did, right? This is what I did. Because I had to challenge myself. I'm working on these particular goals, right? The Tech Music channel starts streaming David Goggins at like 4:00 in the morning. So then I end up being up at like 3:45. I'm like, all right, we got to get out there and get it. So the reason I say this is because you have to push yourself. The technology is always evolving. There's going to be new frameworks, new ways of doing things. So you have to stay ahead of your competition every single minute. If you slow down for 1 minute, those demons, your enemies, your competition, they're coming for that spot. They're coming for that spot. As Ludacris said, coming for the number one spot. All right. So that's why I'm always running. My mind is always turning, always trying to be innovative on things that I'm doing. Like you'll see me here talking to you guys on stream, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, we could do this. And then I forget the stuff that I say because I'm like, oh, I'm just getting these different ideas, these different project ideas, to go back to Ms. Freckles' point about the portfolio, these different project ideas that add value. Like, if I could easily say that my portfolio includes the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Why is it helpful? Because on the show that I do to review the economic information, I'm able to interact with the chat and ask them for different professions that we can actually get details on how this economic information impacts this. I can say, with large language models, I built the content creation workflow assistant where I can just pass in what the video is about, and it gives me all of my details, and it's going to be doing thumbnails at some point. I can say with the ethical hacking, like learning, like creating the presentations and learning about this and that, DevOps, like so many things, like all of those can be my portfolio, because guess what? I've actually deployed them and they're actually being used, you know? And the reason that I connect the portfolio to this person about would you hire me, I would be leaning based on your credentials to hire you, but at the same time, you can't be complacent with that resume. You can't, or with those accolades, you can't be complacent, because I'm going to tell you this, right? As part of the David Goggins playlist, he says, nobody cares what you did yesterday. It's what did you do today? And being that I have a jiu-jitsu competition coming up in a few weeks, every competition that I've done, about 30 seconds after the match is done, win or lose, or not if the match is done, but after, like, if I lose it, that means I'm out of the tournament. But if I win and I win either gold or silver or bronze or whatever, I forget about it. I'm like 30 seconds. I got my medal. I go to the podium, get the medal, whatever, and I'm done. Right? I'm like, all right. I just put it in a bag. I hang it up over here. I have all the medals hanging over here. But for me, it's like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And that's my mentality for tech. That's my mentality for the shows that I do here. That's my mentality for the people that I interact with on a daily basis. I'm like, and I think I'm probably super duper annoying to them because I'm like, okay, cool, you did that, all right, I'm proud of you. What is our plan for today though? I'm happy about what you did yesterday. That's cool. What are we gonna do today? What and I was like, what's our goal? Like if I talk to you on a regular basis, I'm like, okay, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? What's our goal for today? Because yesterday's the past. The same way with your job, right? You'll celebrate an accomplishment. You guys, like, once the sprint is over and you have your retrospective and you celebrate that. Planning, we're going right into, okay, what's the next thing that we're gonna do? That's a tech mentality. You can't stay complacent. There's AI coming. How can you use AI into your processes, right? You might be worried about, oh, AI is gonna take our job. You know, AI is not taking my job because guess what? I am adapting with AI. So all the stuff that you did, great. They put you at the front of the line. What are you doing tomorrow? And when I'm speaking to you in an interview, that's what I want to hear. Thank you for letting me know what you did in the past. It's impressive. That's why I'm interviewing you. What are you doing tomorrow? What is your, like, as an architect, as a senior engineer, as a lead engineer for QA, right? What's the future look like? What are you looking to build? That's my mentality. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So let's wrap that question up. And I think that was 2 questions. So let's go back to full screen. And we're going to get to the chat. So yeah, we had Ms. Freckles' question and we had that question. So yep, so we're back to full screen. All right. So that makes us 6 questions on the night. All right, cool. So I need 2 more questions on the night before we wrap it up. All right. Let me go to the chat and see what we got going on in here. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we? So we had Magsar was talking about, so I think we stopped over here. No, we didn't. So we are, where are we in the chat? All right, so here we go. Let me see. All right, there we go. Ms. Berger says, I think I'm overwhelmed in which direction to go, that my skills and brain would showcase my strengths in the best way possible. That makes sense. Well, Ms. Freckles, here's the deal, right? When we do office hours in the Team Tech Coach Discord, we can talk about, because I know you're learning Python and a bunch of other things. Let's talk about what you have in mind, and then maybe we can create a strategy, a game plan that would not have you be overwhelmed. Because if you try to do everything, then you are going to be overwhelmed. You know what? Thank you for this. This is a great segue. It's not related to tech, but it's related to being overwhelmed in something that you're trying to get into, right? One of my good friends in jiu-jitsu, he started maybe a year ago, right? And he got his blue belt recently. But I was talking to him, and this wasn't the first time that he said this, but he's like, "Oh, I feel like I'm not getting better. I feel like I'm not getting better. I feel like I'm not getting better." And I was like, "You need to get out of your own way, right? The way, like, when you are approaching, like, the problem that you're having is you would rather win in training than learn, right? Because for fighting, men and women, the ego is our biggest enemy, right? And there, you don't want to submit, right? Because then you feel like you're a loser and stuff like that. But what what I was telling my friend is like, look, you don't know what you don't know. You don't see what everyone else sees. You don't see what the professors see. You don't see what the higher belts see. You just see that, oh, I'm getting beat up and stuff like that. But in every time that you might get submitted, you might think that you're getting beat up, you're learning. But the problem is a lot of times when we face challenges and struggles, we do not see the learning opportunities. We just see the mess, right? But if everything was easy, then you would not learn anything, right? So that's why I was telling them, like, look, you need to slow down. Like you don't know what you don't know. So you think you're doing bad, but there's progress in everything that you do, but you need to get out of your own way. You need to stop trying to win. You need to learn. You need to focus on learning, because if you want to win, then go to competition. If you want to win, go to competition, right? That way you get into a challenge. That way you can actually challenge yourself. But training with your friends, that's not going to do anything for you, right? All right. So that's like, so that's the thing. Like you need to make a game plan. You need to make a game plan. All right. And people, oh my goodness, my throat is getting dry. All right. I've been yapping way too much. Right. So let's keep going. Maxer says, ethical hacking. I want to thank the three of you for talking me into Python. Shut up. Magnetar. Let's see. Where are we at? Miss Freckles says, what have you done for me lately? Oh, it's like that in everything. And Miss Freckles, I'll tell you this, right? You have to be that way with yourself as well. You have to be that way with yourself, because a lot of times, Miss Freckles, I know people who are 20 years removed out of high school, and they're still talking about that football game that they had in high school, right? They're still talking about that football game that they had in high school. Nobody cares. All right. What is happening tomorrow? Not what happened 20 years ago, 40 years ago. It's what is happening. What are you doing tomorrow to get better? What are you doing tomorrow to get better? Right. Let's see. Boy, Chicago. Mr. says useful, helpful, and valuable. The top 3 things to keep in mind. Yep. Indeed. Let's see. Matthew Rogers says, in his opinion, list down hands-on experience, stay updated through tech news and feeds, engage on social platforms, professional certifications. All of those contribute. I agree. All those contribute, right? Let's see. So the message of the night is, everybody definitely stay away from Chicago. Let's see. What else we got? Oh my goodness, we got my guy Chris Parks in the building. What's up, Chris Parks? How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Oh my goodness, not another all-star. We got AR Smitty in the building. How are you doing, AR Smitty? How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully you are staying warm, because I heard it is freezing up there in Detroit. I heard it's cold. Out there. I heard it is cold outside. And it's not even Christmas. I tell you. Let's see. There says, any questions with acronyms need to have the definitions included. I agree, Ms. Regos. They be dropping these acronyms. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Bruh.
Let's see. What else we got? Where? Anything else? Let me see. Mr. says, my job is so difficult. There is no way they can get rid of any of us. That's what you call job security. And Roxy says, demon time. Yep. You know what's funny, Roxy, about the video this morning? There was a setting that, there's a setting that I didn't know about on YouTube, but it actually made the video look like it was on demon time. It was a crazy video today. It was a crazy video, but it actually did look like it was on demon time. Let's see. Roxy says, as Nurse Roxy says, I am not sick. I just see a lot of sick people.
Bruh.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Let's see. What else we got? Mrs. Ruff, I can't let you just get beat up like last time. What? Look, Mitch. Last year, March's competition, I didn't even watch that one back because it was so bad. Last year, March, I did not want to compete last year in March because there were so many bad things happening around. And I was like, you know what? I paid for it. I had to struggle to get to weight. It was just a mess. But this year, the boys are back together. We are rolling deep up there to Orlando, and it is going to be an amazing time. All right. Let's see. And Roxy says, super duper annoying. You know what, Roxy? You did not have to agree. You know, I have one question. Just one question for you, Roxy. One question.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
I tell you. It says, Ms. Rocket says, what's the difference between front end, back end, full stack development? So I can answer that real quick, but front end is basically the visual portion of what you see, like the HTML, the CSS part of it, some JavaScript, like the client side JavaScript, while the back end is the parts that you don't see. Might be to me, the back end is a little bit more difficult, but back end is like the logic that powers your application to run. As you start coming to the sprint reviews, you'll start seeing more of you'll be seeing the back end work and the front end work. The back end would be like API. Think about the back end as the business logic of it. Okay. And the full stack is pretty much you're able to do both, right? They have like some full stack where you're doing like the web development and the back end for the front end, but then you also have like some back end which is like working on a deeper level of the code. All right. We have MJA in the building. Says, I have a master's in cybersecurity, no experience. Any suggestions? I would say, as my friend Nigel would say, you probably want to start off as a SOC analyst. That's kind of like the entry level role for cybersecurity. I would also say, with a master's in cybersecurity, so a couple of things, right? So definitely try Hack Me is one of the popular ones that people recommend to learn. But I would also say do the bug bounties, right? So that you can learn ethical hacking penetration testing. That'll force you to get some insight into some experience into cybersecurity. But on the job, you probably want to take one of those, if you're able to, take some of those odd hour shifts where you are maybe working overnight, maybe working 3 days, 12-hour shifts overnight, because not everybody wants to do those, but you can do those probably remotely, where you're doing monitoring the network. They have that one. What is the other? So there's a SOC analyst. There's some other ones as well, but look for those jobs that nobody really wants, because even you don't want them, but you're gonna do it because I know cybersecurity, they need 24/7 monitoring. So they always have these positions available where you can be monitoring and stuff like that, and that way you can build some experience, and then from there you can start pivoting into bigger and better roles, right? Also, if you haven't learned at least Python yet, start learning Python. So many different things that are valuable to cybersecurity, but you need to start finding those ways to build those experience. And so I'd say get the SOC, try to get a SOC analyst role, because you don't need to have much experience to do that, but also start doing those bug bounties, start doing the Try Hack Me. start like, building your home lab if you haven't, learning ethical hacking, stuff like that. All right. So that is an excellent question. Says that works office hours. All right. Yeah, I will see you there. Let me see. Says triple darkness. You don't know what you don't know. Exactly. All right. What I'm gonna do? We're gonna go back to the chat. We're gonna go back to the question. We're gonna answer the last 2 questions now, and then we will wrap up the night with the chat and final thoughts. All right. So let me go over here, and we're gonna go over to our questions. Because I'll just keep going with the chat and we'll be going back and forth and all that good stuff. So we're going to go to our next question and we're going to say here,
Another one.
should I leave my amazing job? So this question says, where is it? All right, there it goes. Should I leave my amazing job? So it says, I am a 24-year-old male. I work as a tower crane technician on paper. The reality of it is that I make $36 an hour to do nothing. At home. Huh. About 75% of the time. My boss works 500 miles away in another state with the rest of my coworkers. It's expected that I'm always available during work hours, and I am. And I usually hop on a phone call for about 15 minutes a day with my boss to chat about work and life. You chat to your boss about life? Okay. I sometimes travel and do small bits of work and repairs, but most of the time, my life is wide open. I'm guaranteed 40 hours a week and work outside of that 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's overtime as is anything over 40 hours if I'm traveling. Last year, I made $125,000 doing this job, and I genuinely enjoy it most of the time. This may be one of the best possible situations I can think of being in. But, and there's always a big all caps but, having this much free time is taking a massive toll on my mental health. I've tried to be healthy and work out every single day, create side hustles, stay busy in general. Nothing works. And because I'm technically on the clock, I can't be far from home or do anything that takes me away from my phone for longer than for about an hour. I'm genuinely depressed. Oh my goodness. And feel super socially disconnected. I also have many recruiters reaching out offering higher paid jobs, but those would require me to go back to being full-time 50 plus hours a week and ruining my working relationship with the company I work for, including my boss, who I honestly see as a brother and a mentor. Well, that's a big no-no, because if your boss has to fire you over himself, then your brother and your mentor is going to cut to give you the axe.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm truly grateful to be in this position, but then you're complaining about how this job is killing you. Okay, I got you. But I don't know how much longer I can live like this. I'm considering taking another job that would pay me in the low 40s an hour plus a company vehicle. It would set me up even better financially, but I'd be working 3 days a week, I'd be working 3 times as hard as I'm learning a whole different type of equipment. So you're going to be working 3 times as hard as from working 1%. So you're going to be working like 3% effort. All right. I think I need this new challenge and excitement, but I'm scared. Don't be scared of taking the leap and regretting leaving my current cushy, secure job. Any advice is much appreciated. Well, you guys might disagree with this, right? You guys might disagree. But I think that I'm going to start the clock, and I think the problem is that you are making excuses for being lazy. there is no way that I would be given so much free time on the clock. They're basically giving you free money before they realize they're giving you free money and then get rid of you, right? But they're giving you free money and you can do whatever you want with that time. If you get a phone call, look, I saw a live stream today where somebody is streaming them from like the entire day. They just have their camera on and they're streaming them studying all day, and they have their time where they leave they leave the camera rolling and they go to the gym, they go have dinner, and the camera just rolling on an empty desk, and then they come back and they just start studying again. I'm like, what in the world? That's what they do. See me, I couldn't do that because if I'm on camera, I'm gonna feel like I have to yap. I just have to yap, right? I can't keep my mouth shut, right? So I can't do that for myself. But they had at any given time almost 200 people in their live stream, right? And they're not even talking. They're not even looking at the camera. They just have a camera on the side of their head, recording them study. So I'm like, when you come with this, like I try to work out. I'm like, what is stopping you from being able to do this? See, the problem is you don't have any discipline. And the reason you don't have any discipline because the reason that people don't have discipline is because they do not want to be accountable to themselves. You know, the reason that it's taking a massive toll on your mental health is because you do not schedule anything. You just wing it, and you're like, maybe they'll call me, maybe they won't, and I'm just gonna go roundabout and do it however I feel like it, right? It is so important, and that's why I was on a call. I was on a call this weekend, and I said that look, it is important that you schedule everything. I schedule things down to the hours that I'm supposed to be sleeping, right? And sometimes I might sleep a little longer, right? But usually I sleep a little less because my mind is like, all right, we gotta move, right? And for like, if I had this much free time on the clock, oh my, I would get so, oh my goodness, I would get so much stuff done. And being the like, everything is on a cell phone now. You can go so many different. You can go to the gym, and your phone rings for work. You have your laptop. You jump on and you start working. You can be streaming, like there's endless possibilities, right? And I think with the mindset that you have, because you're all, like, not only, so you're complaining about the job that you have now that is giving you so, like, they're giving you away for money, right? You better not have a federal job. All right? I'm just saying, right? But they're giving you free money, but at the same time, you're complaining about the free money that you're getting, but then you think, oh, but if I take this other job, then I'm gonna have to work more. So you want to do more, but you also don't want to do more. Where they do that at?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Talking about, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. We have so, like, there's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. And they're giving you about the 8 hours that's allocated for you to work for them. They're giving you like 7 hours and 45 minutes to do whatever it is that you want. Just be available. And you're like, oh, but I'm not happy because they don't have anything for me to do. But then this other job says, hey, you need to, like, we'll pay you more money. And then you're like, but I have to work 3 times as hard. I don't know what to do. I'm just so sad and depressed. You gotta work. Like, you have, like, this is what somebody who doesn't have any goals set sounds like. That's the honest to God truth. When you don't have any goals, that's how you sound. You're like, oh, I tried to do this side hustle, I tried to do that, I tried to do this, but nothing ever pans out. I've met so many people that every single week they have a new dream or thing that, like, they have a new dream job, they have a new thing that they're getting into, right? And I'm like, well, how about you get done one thing from last week It's like, oh no, but this is what I really, really wanted to do. This is what I really, really, really want to do. I'm like, you don't really want to do anything. You don't really want to do anything. So I think that you need to, so for this question, right? You need to get your life together and say, I'm going to stop being lazy, and there might be even stronger words to use, but I'm going to stop being lazy. I'm going to write down all the things that that I want to do, and during the time that I have available for this job, I'm going to start checking them off the list, and I will not stop. I will not move on to the next thing until I actually get it done. Right? That has to be the mentality that you take. What's plan B? What is plan B? Complete plan A. All right? With that being said, I'm going to wrap up that question. And I yapped a lot, but we're going to go to the last question before we actually go to the chat to wrap things up, all right? So let's see what the last question is. All right, so let's do that one.
Another one.
Hold on, let me get that off the screen. All right, let's do that one more. Let's do that one more time.
Another one.
Is security testing part of your QA processes? All right, so let me read that question and then we will get to the answer. It says, as a QA manager, I've been thinking about whether security testing should fall under my team's responsibilities. Traditionally, security has been handled by specialized teams, but does it make sense for QAs to take a more active role, at least the basic level security testing? Right now, my team focuses on functional performance and accessibility testing, but should we also own security checks, or is that best left to the dedicated security teams? I'd love to hear how other teams approach this. In your organization, are QAs responsible for security testing? Drop a comment if you have thought. All right, so here are my thoughts on this question. We might not use the whole 5 minutes, but I'll put it up anyways, right? So for me, security testing is not a part of our QA processes, right? Why is that? Because we have, like, as most organizations, we have teams that are dedicated to security, right? And it's not necessarily like they have like people who are scanning our ports and who are like we have security checks in our code, like security applications, to checking for like if our packages and stuff like that are outdated. The part that I would like quality to take a more active role in is in the tools that we have integrated in our CI/CD pipeline that tell us. I don't know if you've heard of like the tool called Sync, but in the well, that was rude. But let's finish the question, right? So in the tools that we have for security, I don't know if you heard of the tool called Sync, but what happens is it will be part of your CI/CD pipeline. So I think that QA can take a more active role in looking at the results from the sync and bring that to the attention of the developers. So like, all right, we need to update our packages. We need to do this so that we can stay in compliance with our security protocols. I think QA can take an active role in that. But if you want QA to do functional performance accessibility testing, that is a lot. And those usually start to come in at the end of a sprint. Whereas if you're gonna throw in security on there as well, there's not going to be any room for QA to do all of these things, right? Because right now I'm at the end of the sprint for our current sprint, and I've been like testing stuff back to back because we had a pretty big sprint goal, and all the things are coming in towards the end. And like for me, I live for that. It's a lot of people, they would not like that type of they get frustrated by that, like when all the things are coming towards the end. But for me, I thrive on that. I love the challenge, but I am also crazy. Don't call me crazy, all right? Don't call me crazy. But I love that type of stuff, like, because it's like that's crunch time for me. It's crunch time. We're getting close towards the end of the sprint. We're getting this done. I just deployed something today. I have another one tomorrow morning to deploy, and I live for that, right? But a lot of people, they'll start getting overwhelmed and stuff like that. For me, when the pressure is on, that's when I perform best, right? I'm just saying. All right. But I would say that it is like the security testing is not something that you want to take on as part of grade, because guess what? As was said in the chat by MJA, they have a master's degree in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is its own beast. So now you're going to try to have, so you want the QA members of your team to be responsible for the company's security for something that they don't have all the context for. So I'll say, like, it depends on what type of security testing you're referring to. But there's a lot of things that is not in the realm of a regular QA person. Now, there could be a cybersecurity QA person who's responsible for the security testing, but I don't see that as just all the QAs are responsible for security testing, right? That's my idea and thought behind it. I would love to hear some maybe if you're watching the clip of this some months down the line and you have some feedback, or maybe if some people in the chat had some feedback, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. But I wouldn't pass, like, QA already has enough on their plate, and as I always say, you also want to be part of the process of contributing to the stories, contributing to the sprint goal. So I don't know if adding in a whole another responsibility that would also come in at the end should be on QA, right? So that's my thoughts on it. Let's wrap that question up. And we're going to go back to full screen. All right. So there we have it. Let me check the chat, and then we're going to wrap it up for tonight. All right. Let's see. MJA says, thank you. Happy to help over here. Let's see. It says, isn't that when people say that ignorance is bliss? Yup. Let's see. But yeah, and here's the thing, right? When I started training, I also had that feeling, but then I had to say, you know what? I need to change my approach to this, right? And once I changed my mindset, everything changed for me. Everything changed. So when you're learning something, when you're doing something new, you can't compare yourself to this other person because you don't know what their background is. You have to compare yourself to yesterday. All right. So let's see. Magnus says he hates that. What phrase do you hate? What phrase do you hate? Magnus, what phrase is that do you hate? Let's see. Mitch Mitch says that he's not just a pretty face. Let's see. And Mr. Rico says, I mean, but my records still stand in my high school gym. Oh my god! What is this? Is this All-Star night? You know what? It must be because the All-Star game was this past weekend. Although I heard they played to 40. Talk about ruining the NBA, right? But we have my guy, Antonio Watkins, in the building. What's up, Antonio Watkins? And I just found out that Antonio Watkins is also from the great state of Florida.
Be the best.
And we're in the Antonio, how many degrees is up there for you? It's like 80 degrees and raining down here for us down here. So we are not cold. Let's see. Yeah, they're so funny. You guys are so funny. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. That's Rocket says Roxy is everywhere. That's hilarious. Let's see. Where are we at? Let me see. Anything else? Anything else before we head out? We have Chris Park says, I'm pursuing cyber and got no experience either. I might be working 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., but I'm gonna do it if I can get that's remember we spoke about that last time, right, Chris Parks? Like, if you can get it, like that, like I've met so many people. I've met so many people, right? They have zero experience. Right? And they're like, but I have to work from home, and I have to have this condition. I have to have that condition. Look. We don't care. We don't care, right? And that's why a lot of times you don't get responded to, because you have all these parameters. Like you might be posting on LinkedIn like all these victim Olympic stories, and you're just crossing yourself out because you're like, all right, you know what? We go on this person's LinkedIn and they're all crying all over the place about company A, company B, and the way that recruiters are and the way that hiring managers are and all this type of stuff. And you're like, all right, well, you just knock yourself out of potentially getting a job. A company is a business. They do not have to care about someone who's not their employees, all the problems that they're going through. All right. So if they say we want you in the office and you're like, but I want to work from home and I have no experience, I'm like, all right, cool. You got it. We're gonna next, because for the people with no experience, there are billions of applications coming in, right? And for if you're trying to get experience, they're going to get the person who is going to accommodate to them. Now, if you are high up there and they need you, then they're going to make accommodations for you. But a company does not have to care. So like as Chris Park says, he is willing to work midnight shift to 6 a.m. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Simple as that. Let's see. Eric Smith says, is it possible to bypass JavaScript and go straight to learning Python? It is absolutely possible. So, and here's the thing, right? Python is more of a, like you can do front end on Python, but it's more of a scripting language. I would say it's probably not the best for front end work, but it's great for data. It's great for scripting, and a lot of the things in the tech space, they rely on Python, like ethical hacking, penetration testing, big Python component. The large language model, what we're doing with AI in the morning, full of Python, right? What else? The DevOps has some Python in there. A lot of the stuff, like I work with Python every day. It just depends. So you could AR Smith, the answer to your question is based on what you are leaning towards doing. You might be able to skip JavaScript and go to Python, but if you are looking to be like a web developer, then you need JavaScript. There's no way, like if you're looking to be like a full stack developer, you need JavaScript, because even if you're building a website with Python, you're still going to end up using JavaScript to like have React and stuff like that. So it's possible based on what it is your goals are. So AR Smitty, hit me up, AR Smitty, and I will be more than happy to talk to you about it more, because that is a great question. And the answer is yes, but with context, all right? Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself tonight. We have my guy, the nourishing word, Rod Brown, in the building. And Rod Brown told me earlier today that he cannot stand me with good reason. With good reason, I accepted it because it is true. He cannot stand me, but I know that we're gonna be getting some amazing content on the nourishing word in the very, very near future.
They ain't believing us.
I can be quite annoying. Rod Brown, you don't have to agree. Roxy, you do not have to agree. Miss Freckles, you don't have to agree. Magnetar, you don't have to agree. Mitch, it's okay if you agree, but you guys don't have to agree. Mitch can agree, but you guys don't have to agree. But I can be quite annoying and persistent. All right, just saying. I'm just saying. Let's see. Where are we at? Miss Rico says yes, that she's learning Python. Says Magnetar, is this the private sector? It says just job stack like someone we know. Oh my god. And Mitch, as you know, you can do it overseas. All right. Let's see. Tell me about it, Miss Freckles. Oh my God, if I had that much time, complaining about unused free time. Bruh. Where they do that at. You guys are hilarious. Let's see. It says, is he bragging or complaining? I'm confused. I am always bragging. Let's see. It says, I think sometimes we forget to count our blessings. You know what? That gets up. Message. So true. Let's see. Magda says, definitely agree. Stack them up. It says, where are we? Anything else left for tonight? Let's see. Anthony Walker says, this is a pretty, that is a, I did not know that it was going to take that direction. I was like, oh, that escalated quick. And then watch. Once they don't need him anymore, he's going to be like,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
And I hate when we have to call on Nate. All right? It says, he wants to leave his job when people are out here having the worst time finding one. That's a fact.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
And Ms. Circle says, yes, Rod Brown, blessed to be warm in this disrespectfully cold weather. That is true. It is disrespectfully cold up in the Midwest and in all those cold places, which I know that they say we're going to be underwater. Antonio Watkins, they always say that we're going to be underwater in about 3 months, right? But I will take my chances with the 500-pound alligators instead of being in that cold, freezing blizzard. Nope, I cannot do it.
Do not come.
I cannot do it.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
Let's see. What else we got before we wrap it up? Oh my goodness, we got MB Study in the building. Says, I'm late, but I'm here. You know what, MB? You are just on time. How did Ashanti and Ja Rule say it? Not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. Shout out to MB. Shout out to MB. Let's see. What else we got before we wrap up? Anything else? Roxy says, how is school, MB? How is school, MB? How is school going? I know that MB is getting ready to take her cybersecurity. I think it's Security Plus. I forgot which test you're taking, but you guys wish MB the best of luck on her test. We know she's going to do amazing, all right? Let's see what else we got. It says, Ralph likes that yap word. I mean, Mitch, like, what do they say? The imitation is the best form of flattery? Is that what they say? So you should be happy that I'm using your word, all right? Let's see. Before we wrap it up, let's see. Let me move this over here. We are almost done. Ms. Rickles says, a master's degree in cybersecurity sounds like a solid future prospect ahead. I think it's awesome. MB says, I have to retake my that's what she's taking. My Sci SA Plus Friday. I failed by 100 points the first time. No sad faces, MB. You did not fail. That was just your first attempt. And I'm telling you, most people who achieve greatness, they fail until they succeed. So do not ever let you missing out on one test by 100. You might have missed it by 500 points. The fact that MB, and I know this because I spoke to you, you were at the test at 5 a.m. to take it. That right there, I am super duper proud of you. So look, And me when I fail on stream because I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this today, and then it's an absolute disaster, and I'm like, oh well, you know what? We'll just get it next time, and the next time turns into next week, until we actually get it. So do not let that discourage you, MB. I am very, very proud of you. So you just keep up the good work, all right? Keep up the good work. You are absolutely awesome, all right?
We the best.
Let's see. And as Roxy, I agree 100% with Roxy. You will do much better. All the best to MB. We are proud of you, all right? And Miss Freckles says, you got this, MB. Trust the skills and knowledge you have gained. 100%. 100%. And Miss Freckles says, nobody cares how warm it is. Gee. And let's see what else we got. And Magnus says, the weather is fine out here in the desert. Let's see. Anything else? Says Ralph is extra mean. What? What did I do? And MB says, thank you guys. MB, we are rooting for you. You are Team Tech Coach Ralph over here, all right? So, and we know you're gonna do great, and we look forward to your next video as well. All right. So if you guys haven't, go subscribe to MB Study. I don't know if it's MB Study. I don't know if it's Read Cyber Ready, but just go. You know what? Here, I'm gonna do this. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let's go to. You guys go check. Okay, so yeah, it is Read Cyber Ready. You guys go check out my friend MB's channel. She shares herself studying and learning cybersecurity. So check out her channel, right? Check out her channel. Let me see anything else before we wrap it up. Let me see. Where are we? Give me a second. Mitch says that Ralph is all right. So Mitch said Ralph is extra mean. And Miss Freckles says, I have soup. Miss Freckles, you know, no soup for you. No soup for you. Let's see. Magnus says, let's all quiz MB to help her for her test. I'm sure she would appreciate it and take all the assistance that's possible, right? So hey, look, we try to help each other over here, okay? Roxy says Ralph equals no. I am not, nope. I will not even try because then I will be shamefully embarrassed because I will end up waking up at like 4:31 and I'm supposed to be up at 4:29 and then I'll just have shame. I will have so much shame. Nope, not doing it. Let's see. What else do we have? AR Simity says, hit me up, AR Smitty, hit me up on Discord, email me, whatever it is. Like, just hit me up, because I want to hear more. I want to hear more about what you have in mind, and then because I see you in the chat and stuff like that. We've spoken, but I would love to hear more about what you have in mind, and then that way I can probably give you some more insight on that. All right. You see, I told you. Hate to say I told you so, but since that would be helpful for sure, I'll be live. You'll be what? Whoa! You can't just drop that on us like that. You can't just drop that bomb. And you're gonna be live. You're gonna be live tomorrow. We will be there for sure. We're gonna be there for sure. Because I don't go live. Well, I'm gonna be live early tomorrow morning, but we don't just let us know. Let us know. We will send it your way, right? Let me see. What else we got? It says keep Rod Brown. I'm back. Miss Freckles had me off my so silly. It says we need to link everyone's channel in the chat. I think Magdor has the ability to do that. Let's see anything else. It says Tech Coach Ralph should show the video of my punching air. You know what? We'll get it for Thursday. All right, Miss Freckles. Let's see. It says, let me see. What else? So, yeah, there goes the Psi SA Plus. So we wish you the best. Anything else? It says Ralph failed a lot trying to debate me and lost over and over. And look, he's still here. That's a fact. That is a fact, right? I let Mitch think that I lost over and over and over to him, and I'm still here. I am still here standing. Like, look. The reason that I always recommend people to do a martial arts, especially jiu-jitsu, is because you will spend your first 3 years losing, and losing badly. It's getting late, but I'll share this with you, right? When I started, right, and when I actually started sparring with people, within 15 seconds, I would get submitted. And we start again. And then 15 seconds later, I get submitted again. And it would be the same. It would be the same exact move. And I had no idea what I was doing, right? So then I was like, all right, you know what? I really like this, but I don't like the fact that I keep getting submitted over and over and over again, right? So what I did was I said, I have to learn how to get out of these bad positions. And what I would do is if I would get if I would get submitted in 15 seconds, I said, you know what? I need to make it to 20 seconds. And then I would make it to 20 seconds. Okay, now that I can consistently hold off the same exact move for 20 seconds, I need to make it for 30, then a minute, then 2 minutes. And then I would end up being the whole round not getting submitted by that same exact move, right? And then I was like, all right, so now they have to start changing to a different submission. And okay, now I have to learn that. I have to learn that. I have to learn that. So failure is a part of life. Failure is a part of life. We will fail, we'll fail and fail and fail until we succeed, right? It doesn't always happen on the first time. And I think you appreciate it if you guys remember the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, how many times did Will Smith fail in that movie until the end? And all he had was tears running down his eyes because he finally made it. And that's why, you will appreciate winning when you have lost enough. All right. So take that for what it's worth, right? Take that for what it's worth. Let's see. And MB says, yes, thank you. Failure is valuable data. 100%. If you never fail, you never have any data, all right? Let's see. That's hilarious. All right. Anything else? Let's see. What says, thank you, coach. I told Magnetar I'm going live tomorrow. Let's get it. I'm ready for it. You guys check out MB's live stream tomorrow. She's going to have some enhancements on her camera and her microphone. It's going to be amazing. All right. Let's see. Anything else? I'ma need the hands. you know, Mitch, Rod Brown is a boxer as well. So that'll be fun. Do you guys think Mitch really got those hands? Do you think that Mitch really got those hands? I don't know. I don't know if Mitch really has those hands. Y'all not ready for that throwback. You guys are not ready for that throwback. All right. Let's see. Says Rob Brown says, hands of love is what you will receive. Whoa. Let's see. What else? He says you don't want this smoke. Let's see. What? You guys are so funny. Anything else? Let me see as we my Casper. Let's see. Keep going as we wrap it up. See there. Thank you, AR Smitty. No losses, only lessons. AR Smitty, did you listen to the Abandoned album, by the way? If so, let me know what you thought about it, because you were asking about it the other day. Very, very clean album. Hopefully it's helpful and motivational and stuff like that. But let me know what you thought. That, to me, that so far that was my I really enjoyed making that. That was one of my favorite projects to work on, I must say. Let's see. And Michelle says, thank you, Tech Coach Ralph. Class is always fun and educational. Double win. That's why I structured the channel this way, to make it fun, but also make sure that you are learning and you're getting some direction. But knowing that, because I remember, one of the reasons that I really wanted to get to do it this way is because I remember somebody who said that they went to a boot camp for software engineering, or they almost went to boot camp for software engineering, right? However, they didn't know if they wanted to go into getting a job in this because they see tech as boring. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I've ever had a bored day in my life working in tech, because the way that you guys see me working with you guys here, I am the same exact way at work. I'm the same exact way at work. I'm like having fun, moving around, not discouraged. And I'm like, and I'm trying, like, and when something is challenging to me, that makes my day. I'm like, oh, how can I figure this out? And talking with the developers, saying, hey, did you guys think about this? What do you guys think about that? Like, it's just, for me, it is fun. Like, I have so much fun in tech, and I bring you that fun as well, so that you can see that there is a lot, like joy and fun. It's up to you. It's not up to anybody else. So you can control that. So, and that's what I wanted to express with you guys. So, it's amazing, right? Let's see. And Ms. Rico says, Abandon is great. It says, can listen to it on loop, no problem. And AR Smitty says, playing it in the cut as I ride to Mars. Shout out to you, AR Smitty. I appreciate it, right? Well, that is the end of the chat for tonight. We're going to wrap it up. We are going to wrap it up. But you guys know, after this show, I have a question for you. The question is, did you have a good time? Did you have a good time?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had an amazing time. I appreciate every single last one of you, from the people who are here early. My guy J-Lo. I wish I what? Next time I'm gonna share J-Lo's channel. I wasn't able to get it earlier, but I'm gonna share it next time. But from J-Lo, who was here earlier, Matthew Rogers, Mitch, my best friend Mitch.
Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
AR Smitty, Roxy as always, Miss Freckles, Magnetar, Jackie, C. Marshall, everybody. If I forgot you, shout out. Like Antonio Watkins, I haven't spoken to you in a while. All of you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. But you guys know that yesterday's price, like I said earlier, yesterday doesn't matter. It's what are you gonna do today and tomorrow. That's the key, right? So yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price, because
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. But with that being said, C. Marshall says, let me get that real quick. C. Marshall says that I'm the non-scheduler. Nope. You're one of them. but C. Marshall, like a big majority of the people that I work with, they are not schedulers, and I'm trying to get them to be schedulers so that they can maximize every last second. And if you want, let's say you say, you know what, I want to be able to sleep for 9 hours, I say go for it. But you should have it on the schedule, because that way you can allocate your time wisely. You can make the most of your 8,760 hours that are in a year, right? So that's why I'm such a big scheduler, okay? But with that being said, we're going to get out of here. You guys have a wonderful night. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
With every step I rise anew, limitless dreams in clear view. No chains can hold my wild heart. I'll stay true, I'll never part. I'm not the one to be told what to do. I'm not the one to be controlled by you. I'm not the one to be put aside. Watch me rise up with my pride. You can laugh at me, you can clown, you can put me down around this town. One thing you can't do is win like I do. With fire in my eyes, I'm breaking through. Take your doubts and let them wither. I'm standing strong, I'm no quitter. They said I was just a dreamer. Now I'm the one who's the leader. You can laugh at me, you can clown me, try to drag me down to the ground. But here's one thing you can't deny. You can't win like I do every time. Can't win. Every fall taught me how to rise. Through the shadows I see the skies. Thunder in my heart won't subside. Stepping up, there's no need to hide. No need to hide. You can laugh at me, you can clown me, try to drag me down to the ground. But here's one thing you can't deny. You can win like I do every time. Can't win. I walk a path only I can tread. In this game I'm a player, not a pawn. They may try to cut me down, but still I'll grow stronger through each dawn. You can laugh at me, you can clown me, try to drag me down to the ground. But here's one thing you can't deny. You can't win like I do every time. Can't win. Mitch stands tall among the crowd, fighting hard and speaking loud. Dreams for them as they decay. Wants to lead but they just stray. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. He's the guardian with the shield on this broken battlefield. With each turn they let him down, but he won't turn back around. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. Why can't they just open eyes, see the world through Mitch's eyes? But they wander lost and blind, leaving Mitch to stand behind. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. He's the guardian with the shield on this broken battlefield. With each turn they let him down, but he won't turn back around. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans,